Wait, right there, on the side, right by us. Pull out. Shoot, I'm locked in. On the side, right up on the hill. Dang, it's right here. Here, get the tripod. Dang it. They're in an opening right in the trees up here.
Where are they?
Look over here, up in that opening. There, can you see the butt? Not a speck of blood.
Today's Backfire to get your gifts and support the channel.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. That one. The goal of today's video is to sink this bullet into a cow elk. This is my son Ruger's very first elk hunt. This is not like most hunting videos where we're going to show you how much of a man we are and we're going to do epic montages of B-roll and grip and grins with huge animals. The goal of this video is really talking about ballistics. We're shooting the new 7 PRC with a Barnes 145 grain monometal. That's a copper LRX bullet. This is the first time I'll be shooting a game animal with a copper bullet. I've just always stuck to lead because that's always been the tried and true for me. And so I want to see what the terminal performance is going to be. And I'm excited, of course, to share this with my son Ruger. Cole couldn't be out with us today. He was kind of sick. So let's do this. Meet the crew here. You guys know Ruger. Say hi.
Hi.
And this is Isaac. He's our guide from Kolob Outfitters. We're up near Vernal, Utah. We've been driving around a little bit, trying to find the area where the elk are. We saw some tracks, but it was just a single track. And so it's probably a bull this time of year. So we're driving around, see if we can find the right area, and then we'll hike in at them. Wait, right there, on the side, right by us. Pull out. Shoot, I'm locked in. On the side, right up on the hill.
Yeah.
Lock it in there. They're still there. They're being patient. 275, are you dialed? Yeah, so we shot right there. There are 2 cows right up there, and they just keep looking left. The shot's pretty quiet because it was on with a suppressor. Most of the cows went up, but there are 2 just kind of waiting there. We think the one went to the left and is hopefully dead right there. How did the shot feel?
I kind of just felt like I was in a daze. It felt good. It certainly felt good.
Like your wobble zone was on the elk?
Yeah.
You weren't wobbling off it crazy?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it felt steady.
Okay, well, let's bring the gun up with us just in case. But I love this system. Just on a tripod is such a good way to shoot. There's the Arca and then cutie flush cups here. So you can have your sling just added on. Click in, easy. And then hold the gun here, Ruger. Just boop, and you're off. So nice. Okay, let's go see if we find blood. Shot from down in the valley. This should be the spot. There's elk tracks everywhere here. But man, not a speck of blood. I mean, there's fresh snow. We would probably get a pass through. And so, I mean, most likely it would be bleeding pretty good. And it just smells like elk in here. You can just, when you're close to elk, you can just smell them. I don't know. Maybe it was a miss. If anything, they probably go downhill after getting shot, right? I don't know. I don't know what to say on that one. With the suppressor, it's quiet, and it sounded like we heard a thud. But sometimes if you just hit some, loose dirt like this, it kind of sounds the same. We've been searching around here for at least an hour with the 3 of us, and nothing. We know the exact spot where the shot was. No blood there. We keep just spreading out further and further, but I don't know. I'm going to have to go back to the replay and see if that was a miss or what. Watching and rewatching the footage, but we can't zoom in. You guys at home are probably screaming at the TV telling us what happened, but we can't zoom in on the little screen here. We can't tell what happened. We leave no stone unturned. We hiked up the mountain 2 times with 3 of us, searching, just spiraling out further and further. No blood, no hair. We heard no crash on a very steep slope. We followed the tracks of the elk as far as we could. We just see 0 evidence that this thing was shot. Looking at the video, I've probably rewinded this thing 1,000 times and watched it in incredibly slow motion, and I just see no evidence of where the bullet went, and certainly no evidence of it hitting anywhere on the elk. We chalk it up to a miss, but I wanted to know, did the gun get bumped off, or did he just get buck fever and he missed? So we picked a rock up at the same height, same distance, and he takes the shot to see if he hits that. Yeah, drilled it right on it, maybe 2 inches from the center. That means you missed the elk. You missed the shot, you chump. There's really nothing more we can do at this point, so we move on looking for elk, and it only takes about 45 minutes before we find some fresh tracks, look down into the draw where those tracks are leading, and there are the elk about 900 yards away. We just got to decide if we want to come in up top to go down and shoot them in there, or if we want to come around this side and shoot across the canyon at them. We decide our clearest shot will be on the right side. We can hike behind the ridge so we're hidden most of the time during the stalk, but it's going to be a little bit of a further shot. By the way, YouTube, if you're wondering why he has AirPods in, it's to silence the noise of the gun so he doesn't jump for the shot. He's not listening to music while stalking an animal, although that'd be pretty sweet. As we start coming up over the ridge, we're looking across where the elk are because we want to make sure that none of the cows can see us. Sometimes they'll have some kind of spread out from the group, and if there's a cow that we don't notice as we're stalking in, it'll spot us and spook all of them. And this shot's going to have to be about 400 yards. The whole way as we're stalking, I'm coaching him. Check your bubble level, make sure it's level. Get your thumb on the side so you can get a perfect address on the trigger. Zoom out a little so that you can see what happens if you need to make a follow-up shot. Get your shooting position as low to the ground as possible, just above the sagebrush. Dropped it. You dropped it. You dropped it. Dropped right in its tracks. It just went straight down. Yeah. Yes.
Sweet.
Oh, yes.
That was so close. Yes.
So let's get into some of the ballistics and terminal performance. Looking at the actual animal in the video, it really looks like a perfect high shoulder shot. But on the animal, I think the video was a little deceiving because the shot was actually maybe 4 to 6 inches lower than what I would call a high shoulder. But it was maybe 2 or 3 inches forward from where I would have said was ideal. So it was a very good lethal shot for sure. But I was maybe a little bit surprised at how fast that animal dropped, given that it really didn't hit the spine. But it was an awesome shot, dropped it right away. It was certainly in a lethal zone, just wasn't the high shoulder that it really quite looked like in the video. All right, so I didn't see a pass-through. I was very surprised about that with the Barnes LRX, a copper bullet. I expected to see full penetration through. It's possible that there was, and we just couldn't see it. But with the thick fur, and we did the gutless method, so you're not really digging through the center of the body cavity. I didn't see an exit wound anywhere, but it's very hard to turn over that animal and stuff. Possible we missed it, but I didn't see it, which kind of surprised me. But then again, you can't complain about the terminal performance. Obviously, we got plenty of penetration, so very cool. I'm definitely going to be doing more with copper bullets. What I did love is it ruined way less meat than what I'm used to seeing. I mean, like barely any meat was ruined at all. And I just like not to know that there's not lead shards all over my meat. I've done it lots of times, whatever, like all of us, but it was just nice to know that it was really clean, didn't have that problem. All right, the gun. So this is my 7 PRC that I showed off in the video, the future of the hunting rifle. And man, after using it in the field that way and seeing that system with the tripod, it was really nice. I mean, it worked perfectly. If we needed to take the standing shot, you know, quick jumping out of the truck, we could be ready for that. If we're taking a sit down shot where we had time, it was perfect for that too, just to get barely above the sagebrush. Worked really well. I think that's a permanent part of my shooting system from now on. I think every time I go hunting, I'm packing a tripod. It's extra weight, but man, it doesn't ensure it, but it really helps you to make that perfect shot. Looking back at the video of that miss, I'm chalking it up to buck fever. There was a minute there that I thought, wait, did he hit it in the butt? Really watching through it, but man, I look for any ripple in the fur, anything. I just don't see evidence of it. Looking at the tiny bit of trace you get to see, it looks like maybe the shot was low, which was odd because usually at a very steep angle like that, you would miss high, right? That's the common mistake. So I thought it was interesting that the trace looked like it might be going low. Kind of interesting anyway. 7 PRC on elk was extremely effective, flat shooting. Can I say it's my new favorite cartridge? Maybe. I know it's brand new, and so some people freak out when I say things like that. But I've wanted a cartridge like that really fit that niche for quite a while, and so I'm sold on it. I think 7 PRC is going to be really big. I'd like to load up the new 160 grain CX bullet in the 7 PRC going forward. That bullet's not available just yet. The rifle's shooting super accurate though. I loved shooting it with a silencer. The guide hadn't been on a hunt with a silencer before, and so when it shot, he was just like, whoa, that was it, you know? It's just cool to see people the first time when they're around it. So that's a little bit about the hunt. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in the next video.